now.
Yeah. Bottom left, we have starting for Team Prime. We have Byun, our Terran player in red, down a game against his opponent.
There he is. We call him L. Sometimes.
Yeah. He's L incarnated. Top right, we have his opponent though. Sent back from the future to punish humanity. And in this game, he did a good job. Top right, we have the Terminator.
Oh, actually, that's looking pretty green right there. Pretty green. Yeah. It's kind of like,
it's like lime.
Yeah, lime. It's like, I don't know. It's like that color that happens when you smash that bug on your wall, and you're like, yeah, green.
That's one ugly bug, though.
Yeah, that's. I hate when you get that. You get that bug, you feel so happy, then you're like, oh, but I gotta clean this up now.
I don't really care about the bugs. It's just the mosquitoes that in Korea that bother me.
I have not had any problems this year. Last year, there were plenty of problems for me for mosquitoes, but this year I'm feeling pretty mosquito-free.
For me, this year was horrible with mosquitoes. I'm so happy that it's now a little bit colder in Korea because there are just no mosquitoes left. All of them died.
I think you eat a lot of fruit in your diet, right?
Yeah.
I heard mosquitoes are attracted to that. For me, I actually despise fruit, never eat fruit, so I'm basically an unhealthy person that mosquitoes don't like.
Your blood doesn't taste good.
Yeah, it tastes like, I don't know, meat or something.
It's like, ugh, too many hamburgers.
I actually haven't had a hamburger in a while now. I'm kind of tempted. I have to get one for lunch today, I'm not sure.
That's the one thing when you go traveling, you don't feel that bad of eating junk food occasionally.
Yeah, because you don't really have a choice, and you don't eat it that much at home, so you're like, well, this is alright.
I mean, usually when I travel, I try to stay at least a bit healthy and so go to the gyms at the hotels where we stay at for an event, but still, when it comes down to the food, quite so often you are very, very limited in what you can actually eat, so it's kind of, you have to make one really bad decision, you know, from the start. Okay, whatever I do, it's not going to be good.
Yeah. That's definitely one thing that comes with events, for sure. Bad food that tastes good. It sucks.
You know, in China, I was actually really hungry one day, so I decided to go to one of these small marts, and I settled for some cookies. I was like, okay, I get the local version of Oreos. At least have something to eat, like a little snack before I go to bed.
How was it?
It was horrible. Chinese cookies, Chinese Oreo cookies, they tasted awful.
Maybe you got the non-name brand, like maybe you got like the brand of the mart or something.
You know, I don't even remember, but it was definitely like the Oreo type. And if I get that in Korea, even if I get the fake version from Korea, it tastes still good. But in Shanghai, it was like, well, no, I'm not gonna buy that again.
And in Hong Kong, I got a bunch of different Oreo type cookies. They're really good. I have to say.
Thanks for rubbing it in, Wolf.
Well, I mean, just next time you go to Hong Kong,
making me feel even worse.
Don't feel bad about the Oreo. By the way, we have a double CC for Byun in the main. This is much more Byun style than what we saw last game.
And Terminator is also not going for one base build and then heading into the expansion.
He needs to raise that ramp, though. That was close.
Terminator is this time going for the expand right away, adding 2 additional gateways.
Yeah.
Next should be the robotics. Needs to get a glimpse of what's going on, and of course you need also to have something against the potential Cloak Banshee threat.
SCV, he thought about going to do something out there with StarCraft, said no. This is a no SCV zone. A late robo here. Terminator wanted to get triple gates first, which is pretty common. There's the rainbow.
And with the robo we will see the Observer.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that Blizzard really tried to change with Heart of the Swarm. They're like looking at the game. I mean, we talk to them occasionally, and what they usually will say is that they look at the game and they see that sometimes a certain race is just forced into producing a few specific buildings. They don't have another choice, and this is true with the Protoss player. You need this robotics. If you don't know what's going on, then you need a robotics, because there could be a Banshee, there could be a cloaked unit. So with Heart of the Swarm, Blizzard trying to introduce more units that can reveal cloaked units so that they give a Protoss player an option. I really like this a lot, but for now in Wings of Liberty, there is just no way for you getting around the robotics if you're not taking a huge risk.
Yeah, it's really tough to actually go for Stargate, for example. Well, I mean, in some ways, Stargate play is good against Banshees, but if you don't have an observer, it just depends on how. If your Phoenix is find the Banshee before it gets to your base, it's all about luck. We'll see how things work out. The Mothership Core, very strong defensive unit in StarCraft 2, part of the Swarm, but can't attack air units. Those rocks were slightly damaged. Byun putting those rocks in their place, saying, "Listen, if you step in line, I'll do it again."
We have the first forge now being produced for Terminator, and both of these players are still playing a really passive game. This is going to change as soon as we have the Medivacs in the picture, when Byun has an option of attack. But now Terminator also has a few stalkers just to the left side of his main base, because he knows exactly when there's going to be a threat, it's going to arrive per Medivac.
Yep. Twilight Council going down, along with that forge. I feel like in this particular series, starting out so far, it's shown that Byun has a little bit of vulnerability, but we haven't seen his late game against Terminator just yet. I think, as far as experience goes, Byun is definitely going to be the favorite. I wonder what... I mean, Terminator is basically saying, I'm up a game and I will try to test you here. Can I play the game against you? I don't know.
We have the double upgrades now for Byun, whereas Terminator is working with one forge and his chrono boost with the Twilight Council just finished. He can now also start his own Templar Archive going into the... Ooh, wow, look at that. 4 additional gates, a lot of production here for him.
Yeah.
He can start with a tech into a first area of effect upgrade, and there it is. Templar Archive just being walked in.
This is a very safe way that Terminator is playing this one right now. This is probably not going to be for an attack, but rather just to hold a possible third nexus while he gets that area of effect damage out, like you said, getting the Psionic Storm.
Both players still deciding to stay on 2 bases. Byun is of course happy to stay back for now and wait for his additional upgrades. Particularly the combat shield is really important to him. And Terminator is now moving out a little bit, trying to kill the scouting factory, but he's not going to commit too much because he wants to wait for charge, he wants to wait for storm, he also needs those additional upgrades for his gateway force.
Yep, the Observer flies in, sees the Medivacs coming out here, and now he knows he needs to pull some units into his main to defend against the drops. He's got a ton of production. He goes for charge really early, that's going to help him on the ground, but he's not going to have blink, of course, for Medivacs.
That's going to be a bit of a problem. He will get the upgrade later, but for now he has to deal with what he's got, and that's a Stalker force that is not mobile enough to just blink between the 2 bases. Byun is going into a 3rd base though. He's trying to establish himself another command center, and there is a pylon to the top left that could be used by Terminator later to just do a bit of zealot pressure.
Yeah, it's probably what he's going to use it for. Byun finds an opening to the bottom right. Oh wow, he actually goes to check for the Nexus, and he finds it. There is a cancel. That was a really unlucky timing for Terminator to make that, so he loses 100 minerals right at the start.
The armory really well timed for Byun with his first set of upgrades, so he can start +2/+2 immediately if he wants to. A bit of a fight in the middle of the map though, and Byun should be careful with how he approaches this. The starter step is good, the charge is ready though, and now the force field's not the best, don't doing too much damage, but the second one is much better.
Yeah, meanwhile a huge zealot run by at the 3rd base of Byun. Can he deal with it? He's got some units here, but the medevac here should be enough, and in fact he's going to lose several zealots, almost all of them as they retreat.
Storm has been started for Terminator. Wants to get the area of effect upgrade here.
He messed up his micro, the Stalkers that didn't chase the medevacs very well. Now, Byun's in a great position. He's got his 3rd base up. If he can hold here...
He's even getting a 4th, you know, and he has +2/+2, so right now, just looking at it, it's like Byun is getting farther ahead in the game. As long as he covers his base with the defense now, he should be fine, especially when those upgrades finish.
Rock's going down here. He wants to definitely hit a big attack, but we'll lose another zealot.
Somewhere small Dust and Router is trying.
Yeah?
But
well,
they are not dead yet.
Yeah, they're not dead. And you know what? Here's the thing about destructible rocks and destructible debris. They're never really dead. They're just destroyed. They've been destructed. That's what they do.
Still, every single time you kill rocks, Dust and Router is shedding a tear.
You know, he's sitting at home with a book in hand or something, and he's just thinking about life. He's got like a beret on for some reason, because that's how Dustin Browder sits in his room and thinks about StarCraft, and he's going like, should I have made them destructible? Have I done the wrong thing here? He's like, maybe... He like looks up on his chalkboard on the wall where he's got all these plans written for indestructible rocks, and he's like, I'm just not sure the world's ready for this yet.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
Pylon will go down to the top left, meaning no more Zealot run-bys.
And Byun is preparing the next step. With the Ghost Academy that he completed, he's now heading into the upgrade for his Ghosts. He wants to have them out with the additional energy. +2/+2 is nearly done. Terminator, of course, trying to make this one Forge work up to this point where he adds the second. But with the Chrono Boost, he will not be able to catch up with Byun as soon as the Terran player completes +2/+2, but he's gonna be pretty close though.
Storms being ready here is going to really affect how this battle goes.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the Terran army gets close enough, though. This engagement looks a little bit awkward for Terminator.
Yeah, the last Storm, not the best, but still Byun doing a bit of damage. The thing is to know that Byun is getting farther and farther ahead in this game. Especially with those additional bases that he always builds. He has a 4th base already. He's getting another command center. And, well, +2/+2 is done. He has a bit of a timing here that he could use.
Yeah, it's going to be 2-2 versus 2-1 very soon. Terminator's still pushing the buttons. He's taking fights that he can't take with this army composition because he doesn't have stalkers to actually kill the units. The Zealots are being kited forever. He needs to hit storms. That Ghost that we just got highlighted there is the big story because the Ghosts are going to be able to EMP these storms, and when there's no storms, there's no way to battle Terminator.
And Terminator is trying to commit again, walking in at this 4th base. The second force is trying to come down the ramp, but the full skill is good.
Oh, and so is the EMP! This is looking terrible for Terminator. All these units in the red, but it doesn't matter. He's actually going to be able to clean up Terminator's army, no problem. With all the medevac healing we see here, it's just insane.
Nice micro by Byun, using his units very well against his opponent, and now the discrepancy in army supply is actually sickening. We have an overall supply 200 against 115.
Yeah.
Look at the army supply. He's tripling.
Byun's just gonna walk over and kill his 3rd base if he wants to. That 4th is
ballsy.
Yeah. That's like, I hope he doesn't see it or I'm screwed.
Yeah. And this 3rd has no chance of survival. If there's another EMP, he could... The Ghosts now trying to get into position. And there are the EMPs. Beautiful, hitting all the High Templars.
One storm hits, he just pulls back against it though, and the army of the Prospero is all back behind minerals. It's not even able to close the distance.
GG. No way for Terminator to come back after losing his entire army and being pressured like this. The series tied 1-1. Terminator losing the 2nd game, and so we are heading into map number 3. But yeah, very well played by Byun. A very straight up game this time.
Yeah, Terminator showing in these 2 games that he really likes to skip Colossi as well. It just doesn't really make them part of his composition. We'll see if he does that in game number 3 as well.